In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use PolyNome to create click tracks for songs with different tempos or time signatures. I'll also show you how the presets in playlists works. So I'm going to start out by creating a click, and I'm going to make it a groove, and it's going to be in 4/4. I'm going to have a hi-hat on the top line and just a regular kick and snare pattern on the bottom line. And I'm going to say this is, well, let's loop it. So this is what it sounds like. So I'm going to save this as 4/4 groove. And then I want to create a preset that's in 1916. So to begin with, I'm going to click the trash icon to clear that particular groove, and then you'll see at the top we have an asterisk in the disk icon. That means that there's been changes made to this preset. So I'm going to click that icon and save as 1916 groove. And that will basically save a new preset called 1916, which is now empty. So if I go back and click on to load the 4/4 groove, you'll see that's still there, and the 1916 groove is an empty preset. So on the rhythm entry page, I'm going to tap on the time signature and choose 1916. And then I'm going to add a rhythm. See, that would be a bar of 4/4, but it's only 0.84 bars of 1916. So I'm going to add 2/16 and 1/16 at the end. And the groove I'm going to play for this one, I want to have a hi-hat on the quarter note. And then on the second line, we'll have something like this. So that sounds like this. So I'll tap the disk icon at the top to save changes. So I'm going to update current preset this time. So now we have a 4/4 groove and a 1916 groove. So I'm going to show you how you can combine these into a playlist. So swipe the screen left to access the presets and playlists page. Tap on the playlist icon at the top. I'm going to tap the plus button at the top, create a new playlist, and I'm going to call it Mixed Times. And then I'll tap that to load it. And then I'll tap the plus button again and add songs to playlist. And let's say we want to alternate 4/4 with 1916. So we'll have 3 of each alternating. So this is what we've got. We've got a 4/4 groove, a 1916 groove, 4/4 groove, 1916 groove. At the moment, they are all looping. So what I'm going to do is tap the gear icon on the right, and let's say we want 1 bar of 4/4, and then we want 1 bar of 1916, and then we want 1 bar of 4/4, 1 bar of 1916, etc. Obviously, you can change this to be as many bars as you want to create your song structure. And then I want PolyNome to play these sequentially and keep playing. So you do that with the playlist controls at the bottom. Say auto advance and play when advancing. And then playlist looping will tell PolyNome to jump back to the top when it gets to the end. So let's turn that on. If you want, you can tell it to loop a certain number of times, and you can tell it to change the tempo when it loops. So it could increase by 5 BPM or 10 BPM or decrease by a certain number when it gets back to the top. So that's nice for practice routines. Hit done, and this is what we got. So that's how you can make complex click tracks with PolyNome. Now something to note is if you play from within this playlist page, it will loop through the presets. But if you play from this page, it won't loop through them. It will just play that preset, and you can change to play a loop here, so you can just work on that part of the playlist. And then when you want to go back to looping them all together, scroll this way and play from this page. Now you can, while it's playing from this page, swipe back and see the presets changing. But hitting play on the main page will just play that single preset. When you add a preset to a playlist, it creates a copy. So this 4/4 groove at the top and this 4/4 groove in the middle are different copies of the original 4/4 groove. So I can change this, for example, and change the rhythm here, maybe to have a hi-hat just every other quarter note, and then tap the disc icon to save. I'm going to update current preset. So there we have a hi-hat just twice in the bar, and on this one we have a hi-hat every time. So you'll see what I mean if I play through these. So what if I wanted to make the 4/4 groove different for all of these? Well, what you can do is tap on it to load it, go back to the main page and tap the disc icon and choose load parent preset. And that will load the original preset that you copied from to make the preset in the playlist. And then you can change this groove. So I'm going to make it a 16th based 4/4 groove. And we'll have a hi-hat pattern like that. And what I might do is clear this line and add a second metronome just to add that 8th note kick and snare rhythm. So now we have a similar groove as before, but with a different hi-hat part. So I'm going to tap the disc icon to save, update the current preset. So now we've changed that parent 4/4 preset. If you tap the actual preset name at the top of the page, that will take you to the preset that's loaded, whether it's in the presets library or if it's a preset from a playlist. If you tap the preset to edit it in here, edit bracketing /song, at the bottom there's an option to update all playlist copies. So it's telling me that this is used in 3 presets that are in playlists. So I'm going to tap to update all copies, hit done, and now when we go back to the playlist, all of these 4/4 versions should be the versions that we've just done. One final thing is that you can also change the tempos on here. This arrow on the right puts it into gig mode, and in gig mode you can quickly change the tempo by tapping, entering a new tempo, and that changes the override tempo for this particular preset in this particular playlist. Now if you wanted to change the tempo of the whole playlist, you can click the lock button and just choose the tempo that you want. And that will apply to everything in the playlist. So now you can play this mixed click at a different tempo. So that's how to create complex clicks in PolyNome.